505. We are on the first floor of the Kadena Reeves Justice Center. We're also live streaming to YouTube. Now, your name must be displayed, first name and last name, not your device's name, and definitely not a nickname. So if your name is not displayed, you look at your frame, that's where you are appearing, you can see your face. If your name is not first name and last name, I will give you an opportunity to rename yourself, and you can go ahead and proceed to do that. If you don't know how to do that, you'll need to take a Zoom tutorial. You'll have the opportunity to do that real quick and find out how to operate and be effective via Zoom. You must appear. Appearance. The folks in the courtroom have their video on. I can see their faces, but you via Zoom, you must have your video on. That's what that means. And you must be in good lighting so that I will be able to see your face very clearly. If these three, and then you must go ahead and take your device, place it on a flat surface, place yourself in the center of it, and refrain from moving. If you do not do these things, I will give you a chance to take care of them and cure them. In other words, fix it. Rename yourself, get out of the vehicle, turn on your video, get in good lighting. Place your device on a flat surface and refrain from moving. I will allow you time to fix it, but I will mark you as late. The Zoom has an application, a feature called chatting. You cannot use that feature without my specific permission, with one exception. You can chat to the, it says Bexar County Sheriff Officer Jay De La Garza. He is the bailiff, the deputy in this court. You can chat to him to let him know that you need to step away from the Zoom and you'll be right back, okay? So you can chat to him there, for that purpose. If otherwise, you cannot use that chat feature without my permission. There will be no chewing gum, drinking, smoking, vaping while you are on Zoom. Remember, you are effectively right in front of the bench. If you cannot do it in the courtroom, you cannot do it on Zoom. I will call how we will proceed this morning is I will call the docket. I will call your name. I will call the defendant's name. And if you're in the courtroom, the bailiff will direct you to come to a certain location so that I may be able to see you and check you in, and then you can respond if you're in the courtroom. Via Zoom, I'll need for you to unmute, remain unmuted, and so that I may ask about your attorney. If I see, both in the courtroom and on Zoom, if I see that you do not have attorney, I will ask whether you need time to hire an attorney or do you need a court-appointed attorney. If you need a court-appointed attorney and you are on Zoom, I will probably excuse you immediately so you can come straight down to the courthouse and apply for a court-appointed attorney. The court coordinator will be able to assist you once you arrive. And then if you're in the courtroom, she will be able to go ahead and assist you immediately as you can start filling out the application and get a court-appointed attorney. I will call your name twice. Your response shall be here or present. Here or present. If I mispronounce your name, please make a correction so that I can make my best effort to pronounce your name correctly. Attorneys may respond for you. Attorneys, when you do respond, please do indicate whether you need to confer with an ADA or consult with the court-appointed attorney, with my court coordinator for a date. Even if your attorneys answer for you, I will still need to hear from you, defendant, so that I will check both of you in. Now, allow me to finish calling the docket. As I say, the procedure will be, I'll call the docket. Second thing I'll do after I announce this is the conclusion of the calling of the docket, is I will move the attorneys to either confer with the ADAs or consult with the court coordinator. After that, I will then be able to address particular situations. So while I'm calling the docket, all I need for you to do is say here, present, and yes, this is my attorney, or no, this is not my attorney, okay? Trying to explain anything else to me is not the appropriate time until I conclude with the calling of the docket. We have a short docket today. And so, again, I welcome you to County Court at Law number 2. And today is Monday. It is the 29th day of August, 2022. And I'm looking for the following folks. Deputy, I'm starting with the call of the docket. Anybody walking in after this is late.
Good morning, Judge. Just so you know, there's nobody in here yet.
Okay, thank you. Graciela Maldonado.
Present.
Good morning, Miss Maldonado.
Good morning, Miss.
And is your attorney Neil Kalfas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. We'll go ahead and wait for him. Thank you very much for being here.
You're welcome.
Jose de la Garza. Jose Angel de la Garza.
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor.
morning.
Counsel is present as well.
Okay, very good.
And this is set for a plea, Your Honor. So may I confer with Ms. Luna to make sure all the documents are in and we're ready to go?
Okay, very good. I've already
Your Honor.
sent them, I already sent them a message
Oh,
that I do not have the documents. So
Oh,
we're not
okay.
ready to go with it.
Okay,
And
thank
I'll
you, Your
let
Honor.
you go ahead and talk with the ADAs. They'll be able to advise you where it is.
Okay,
So
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Here with Mr. De La Garza.
All righty. Janet Vela. Janet Vela. Mark for failure to appear, potential. Lisbeth Avila. Oh, excuse me. Nay Eli Villarreal. Nay Eli Villarreal.
Here.
Good morning, Miss Villarreal. Is your attorney Thomas Healy?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We'll go ahead and wait for him. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Roberto Delgado. Roberto Delgado.
Present.
Good morning, Mr. Delgado. Is your attorney Brian Kimbrough?
I'm present.
Yes, it is.
Right
Okay.
here.
Oh, good morning, sir. I'll wait for you to go ahead and get a jacket.
Sorry.
David De Leon. David De Leon. Okay. Deputy, would you go ahead and double check and see if that person is actually in jail?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Thank you. All righty. Now, is there anyone on Zoom that I have not called their name? Anyone appearing before Zoom that has not heard their name? And Deputy, you say there's no one in the courtroom.
That's correct.
All righty. Well, that concludes the calling of the docket. As I said, it's a very short docket. Attorneys, who needs to go ahead and consult with the ADAs? Anyone?
I do, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes. And who is the consulting ADA? The conferring ADA this morning?
I'm happy to confer, Your Honor.
Alrighty. And Attorney Espinoza, I'll let you go ahead and confer with ADA Martinez, Han Martinez, excuse me. She did mention that the paperwork is with your client, so I don't know if you also want to get in a breakout room with your client.
Your Honor, he signed everything and he even sent me a screenshot of the screen that says you're all set. So there's somewhere. We'll figure it out, Your Honor, though.
Alrighty, okay,
Thank you.
alrighty.
Excuse me, Judge. Number 10 is still in custody.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go ahead and move the Attorney Espinoza in with ADA Han Martinez, please. Attorney Kimbrough.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here for Mr. Delgado. He has a felony awaiting indictment in the 175th that comes out of the same incident. So I'm asking for a continuance to determine what's going to happen on that felony.
Are you on the felony, sir?
Yes, I am.
Attorney Kimbrough, thank you for being here. I'm going to place you and your client in with the court coordinator so you can get a reset for felony pending. And this is the, so make sure we get the email address for the defendant and see if you can set it with the same date the felony is set. You say it is unindicted, right?
Correct.
It is still a NIGHTMAG number.
Right.
Your best guess as far as that is concerned, I don't know what they're doing as far as their, especially the 175th, how often they're, what they're doing with unindicted cases. But if you could go ahead and best guess, set it for the same day. And what will happen is your client needs to check in with County Court 2 and that deputy, and then immediately go to the felony court. When he checks in, he checks in with the deputy at 8:30 in the morning, and then he can go to the felony court from there, so he'll be on time, okay?
Okay, I will, Judge. Thank you.
All righty. And you and your client are excused as soon as you get that date set up, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You have a great week.
You too, Judge.
Deputy, I'm going to put Ms. Graciela Maldonado in the breakout room with you.
Okay.
Proper attire. Okay, if you have not heard from your attorney and your attorney has not appeared for you,
Okay,
this is a good time for you to go ahead and get a hold of.
Gracela, can you hear me?
Sir, you need to go join in the breakout room because they were still hearing you. Okay, Ms. Villarreal, time to get a hold of your attorney, know his status, and please place your device on a flat surface, Ms. Villarreal, and place yourself in the center of it, okay? It needs to be on a flat surface so it doesn't move. Okay, all righty. So get a hold of your attorney and let us know when we can expect him, okay? Okay, Ms. Luna, accept the invitation I sent you. And I'll be right back. Ms. Villarreal, were you able to get a hold of your attorney?
He said that we already applied for pretrial and we're just waiting to get accepted. That he
Okay.
met court.
He needs to appear. Let him know that you're waiting for him in court, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Maldonado, have you contacted your attorney? Let them know that you're here?
No, ma'am, I haven't.
Okay, be a good time to do so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, give me a minute. Yes, ma'am. I got on the phone with the attorney and they said they'll have somebody join the Zoom in a moment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Sandoval, are you an attorney?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Kalfis for Graciela Maldonado.
All right, you need to confer with your client is here via on Zoom, checked in on time. So do you need to confer with the ADAs?
Your Honor, I think at this time we just need a reset. Our client does have a pending felony right now.
Okay, I need for you to consult with the ADAs.
Okay,
You need to do that first.
okay.
ADA Hernandez, will you go ahead and talk with them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's go ahead and put Ms. Sandoval in with attorney ADA Hernandez, please.
Jose_GL95@hotmail.com. At Hotmail?
Janice. Janice. Attorney Sandoval,
Yes, Judge.
and the felony is in what court?
It is in I believe the 290th, Your Honor.
And your firm is representing on on the felony?
Yes, Your Honor. It shows Mr. Kalfas as attorney of record. And that case is pending indictment at this time.
All right. I'm going to, and was this case out of the same incident?
I do not believe so, Your Honor, but I am unsure at this time. I can double check that.
That's you could have ADA Hernandez.
No, Your Honor. This case, because I know this is a pretty old case, it looks like. The other one just occurred, the date of the alleged case occurred this year for the felony.
Okay. And as you noted, this is a pretty old case.
Mhm.
Attorney ADA Hernandez.
Sorry, Your Honor?
Have you been able
was
to
5 or 6
consult with the
defendants that were
felony ADAs to find out whether
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
case will be taken into consideration or anything?
No, Your Honor, not at this time.
Okay. We should go ahead and do
Oh my
that.
gosh.
Let's go ahead
So
and take
everybody
some
else
of
has
these
been able to
cases
crack
taken
that
care of.
and like it's been.
Felonies
going
may
on
take a
on
while.
Zoom for
What is a felony?
Longer than it's been.
Well, let me see, Your Honor.
Martinez, and so it's just very irritating because it's just like.
The one awaiting
I don't
indictment
wanna
looks like
be
it says
reminded
indecency,
Every day
child
that
exposure,
you announce
if
my
that's the
name,
correct
that my
one. I
marriage
see.
has failed. So stop doing that.
I thought she was combining maybe
So it looks
your
like that's the
name
one
with
you're on.
somebody else's name.
Oh, no, it was my
So-
married name.
Try and figure
It's
out
like, that would be really cool because I don't know
who I have to
else
talk to about that.
But you know, besides literally changing my name.
Alrighty.
Your Honor.
So yeah, it's just, okay, I just. Maybe whenever it gets finalized, I'll just trot down a certified copy for her, like, please stop. Ugh, anyway,
Yeah, I'm sure that's got to be frustrating.
You can mute. Attorney Sandoval, you also have, I don't know if you're going to be appearing for Mr. Kalfas this afternoon. And the docket is Alexis Smith.
I'll have to, it might be someone else, Your Honor, just because I know I'm covering another setting. But
If you guys would double check, it is a pre-MTR,
yes, it's
the 12:30.
just to confirm at 2:30, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I'll go ahead and consult with the other attorney, see if anyone will be available. If not, I mean, then you might see me again this afternoon, Judge.
Okay, alrighty, please, be 2:30. I'd like to get the attorneys in and out.
Okay,
So, but if we're not timely, then, just might have to wait, so.
got it.
Yeah, finish.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get you in with the court coordinator and to get this matter reset for felony pending, but I would like for it to be taken care of as soon as possible
Mhm.
because it has nothing to do with the felony.
Yeah.
Out of the same incident, if they will go ahead and consider it, that needs to be consulted with these ADAs and let it happen, make it happen, okay?
Okay, Judge, will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put you and your client in with the court coordinator, make sure we have an email address for the case setting form and get that done right away, okay?
Thank you,
And
Judge.
it- So, Esther, please go ahead and move Attorney Sandoval and Ms. Maldonado in with the court coordinator. Thank you. You're excused from there.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. Ms. Maldonado, you need to accept the invitation you've been sent.
I haven't gotten an invitation, Miss.
Judge will work just fine, okay?
Let me see.
Attorney Espinoza, should I, okay, I believe,
Morning, Your Honor. Is it possible to put me in a breakout room with Mr. De La Garza?
oh, okay, there you go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead and move Attorney Espinoza and Mr. De La Garza into a breakout room, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Your Honor. It's Michael Goins. I'm in the courtroom.
Yes, good afternoon, good morning, sir. Yes, I thought that was you. Sir, would you like to get in, your client did not answer the docket, Janet Vela, just want to let you know.
Your Honor, I have two. I have Janet Vela and David De Leon. Both of them have felonies pending and both of them are in jail.
Oh, Ms. Vela is in jail as well?
She is now because of the felonies, and I already talked to your coordinator about that.
Okay. Alrighty. So, are you on the felonies, sir?
I am on Mr. De Leon. I haven't received anything on Miss Vela yet, but I'm sure I am because they're within my levels.
Okay, sir. So, De Leon, what court is she in?
No, for Miss
Vela,
Vela,
sorry.
she's in the 144th, and for
Vela
Mr.
is
De
in-
Leon is in the 144th also.
Okay, alrighty. The new case is in 144th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and these, it seems like two are indicted and they've got this one that's pending.
They should be moving. Yes, Your Honor. They're both indicted.
Oh,
I checked for dates today before I came down and they did not have the dates ready for the next hearing.
oh, okay, sir. And there is a new one though, you know. She got picked up on a third felony.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, a third one? Okay, I did not know about the third one as of yet.
Let me give you the night mag number.
Okay, I'm ready, Your Honor.
673-122.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Alrighty, so you've got the reset for felony pending on Vela. And she was in jail, right? So I won't mark
She
her
is.
FPA, okay, in jail. And then you also reset Mr. De Leon for felony pending, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Alrighty. Your work is done here today.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, please. Thank you so much. You've got the reset.
Your Honor.
Okay. We'll be bringing them over. Ms. Luna, would you please try to get a hold of Ms. Attorney Healy?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, for Ms. Nayeli Villarreal's case,
Yes.
she has applied for PTD and I'm checking the status of it now, but I think there's just been that little delay that's been happening over there. So so I think that's what's going on, is it's just the process is taking longer.
Mr. Healy is in federal court as of this morning, and he has asked for a 60-day reset. And he also is aware of the pretrial diversion application delay.
IDA Han Martinez?
Yes, he did email me this morning saying that he needed a reset for the PTD. And this may have been a just a mess up on my part, because I didn't, when I was preparing for the docket last week, I didn't see that we had written into the file that the state approves for PTD or what those conditions would be, but it has since been put in there. So if the part was, usually PTD will reach out to the prosecutor to ask what the recommendation is if they're approved. But we're trying to get this moved along.
I'm waiting for the status.
Judge, there is no status to speak of, because there's nothing on Ms. Villarreal's part or Mr. Hilly's part that can be done that I'm aware of. I don't know if he's received the application, if that's been submitted.
I thought you said it was submitted.
No, Judge. What I said was that typically pretrial diversion will reach out to the prosecutor of the court or one of them, to see if they have been approved, if they, what the conditions will be for the PTD. And in this instance, I was reviewing the docket for this week, saw that Ms. Villarreal was set for a PTD, and when reviewing the file, saw that no note had been made in there. So that note has been since placed in her file.
I'm sorry, so PTD section is aware that she's applied for PTD? I mean, how are they aware, or I'm confused as far as the review you just.
I am also slightly confused because I don't know if Ms. Villarreal has received the application, if it's been submitted to PTD. I don't know if she did, it was bounced back because there wasn't a note in the file that she was approved by the prosecutor. I don't have enough information.
All right, Ms. Luna, contact the attorney, let him know that he can jump on via Zoom to be able to consult with the ADA so that we can get this straightened out and get a reset that will work. Okay?
Okay, I'll go ahead and contact him.
Please.
Judge, I made an alternate offer to Mr. Hilly recently, which I just received communication he would like to accept for a conditional dismissal. My understanding is he is in federal court in Del Rio, so it may be a while before he can get into the Zoom. I'm sorry, Judge, you're muted.
Right, thank you, I just unmuted myself. I will see, what Ms. Luna has come up with in that discussion. And, we'll see what happens with that, and so see if you can go ahead and make it. Sometimes the, internet is difficult there, but other times, it works, so we'll see what happens. Okay, and, Ms. Luna, your communication with him, see if he, may be available this afternoon.
I've tried to call him, but he didn't respond. So an email was sent advising him to appear as soon as he's done with his federal court appearing.
Okay, and see if, he can just zoom in before he gets on the road. Can be in a vehicle, if he can go ahead and zoom in from there, and
Yes,
perhaps
I sent him the Zoom information with that email as well.
okay. So, we'll go ahead and see if he's not here by noon, maybe he can share up by 1:30, 2:00. Let him know that, okay? If,
Yes, Chief.
see if he can respond to that. Let us go ahead and get on record. State, go ahead and pull up cause number 63349. Excuse me. 641-396. 641-396. Attorney Espinosa, are you ready to proceed on that one?
Yes, Your Honor, I do need to make the court aware of one issue, though, and it's my fault. In the data sheet, I accidentally input Mr. De La Garza's email incorrectly. I have printed out that paper, I whited out the email section, corrected it, and I scanned and sent that back to both Ms. Luna and Ms. Han. So,
have
okay, thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Not a problem, not a problem at all. Let us get on record. Court is going to call cause number 641-396, State of Texas versus Jose De Jose Angel de la Garza. Parties, please approach and identify who's before the court, starting with the state.
Victor Hernandez for the state.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Claudine Espinosa, and along with Hector Gonzalez, we represent Mr. Jose Angel de la Garza.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ADA Hernandez, one of you has to turn off your speaker, something like that, because you keep echoing. You got it? Okay, got it fixed. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And are you Jose Angel de la Garza?
Yes, ma'am.
You're the same that has been accused of driving while intoxicated, alleged to have occurred on the 14th day of June 2020 and classified as a Class B misdemeanor. Are you the same so accused?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth, under pains and penalties of perjury, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may go ahead and lower your hand. Court is going to start sharing the court screen. Mr. De La Garza, can you see the court screen?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, can you see the court screen?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. Thank you.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. De La Garza, when I need for you to respond, I will call you by name, okay?
Okay.
All righty. Otherwise, I will be referring to your attorney as counsel and to state's attorney as state.
Okay.
All righty. So state, on display is a document entitled State's Consent to Video Conference. Did you sign this document thus consenting to these proceedings by video conferencing?
Your Honor, to clarify, I did not sign it, but it looks like co-counsel Lehan signed it for the state.
And you adopted and thus consent to these proceedings by video conferencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. State's video conferencing consent is made part of the record. Counsel, do you, on display is a document defense that's entitled Defendant's Consent to Video Conferencing. Mr. De La Garza, is this your signature where I'm circling the cursor?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign this document thus consenting to plea by video conferencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, with your signature on the same document, do you join your client in consenting to these proceedings by video conferencing?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Defendant's video conferencing consent is made part of the record. Counsel, how long have you been representing Mr. De La Garza?
I would say a little over 2 years, Your Honor.
And are we applying for probation? And if so, what type?
Yes, Your Honor, we are applying for deferred adjudication.
Mr. De La Garza, on display is a document that's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication Community Supervision. This is a 2-page document. This is the first page and this is the second page. Here it states, I draw your attention to the middle of the second page where I'm circling the cursor, whereby it states that you personally appeared before me today. You are the defendant in this case, and you have been duly sworn in by me, and under oath, you're going to tell me that your application for deferred adjudication community supervision, along with your a document that's entitled personal data sheet, which is going to be attached to your application, is true and correct. I'm going to briefly share with you your personal data sheet. Just advise me if there's anything that needs to be corrected on there or needs to be added in.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything look okay? I think there's just the one correction that needed to be made and was done. Everything else okay?
Yes, ma'am. Everything should be correct.
All right. Now, do you need to speak to your attorney before responding to this statement that you Defendant understands and acknowledges that any untrue statement in this application or the exhibit may be grounds for denial or revocation of any community supervision in this case. Do you need to speak with your attorney before responding to that?
No, ma'am, I think we already had a conversation.
Sir, what is your response? Do you understand
Yes,
And-
ma'am, I do.
and you acknowledge?
Yes.
I will sign the document, making it part of the record. State, have you fulfilled your discovery and Brady requirement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are you satisfied that the state has fulfilled its obligation to provide you discovery under Article 39.14 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, as well as giving you full access to the state's files?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is this matter subject to law enforcement disclosure? And if it is, has that been taken care of? Have that been complied with?
Just double checking, Your Honor. I see, it looks like there was law enforcement disclosure. It looks like we did provide that to defense counsel.
Okay, and so that has been complied with.
Yes, it looks like
It
the
is
state has
subject.
complied on, yes.
Okay. I will sign the discovery acknowledgement, making it part of the record. Did that already? State, do you have any motions for the court's consideration at this time?
Yes, Your Honor, the state moves to amend the information to include the charge of obstruction of a highway by intoxication.
Is that a, you want to go ahead and add account 2
Yes,
to
Your
the
Honor.
information? And is that a written motion, sir?
One moment, Your Honor, I'm not sure. Oh, yes, there's a motion writing, yes.
That should be, well, at the bottom. Is attached to this application, sir? To these documents? Is that your motion?
One moment, Your Honor, just want to review that. Looks like that's it, yes, Your Honor.
Defense. The state has a written motion to alter and amend to include count number 2. Do you, counsel, waive your 10 days to prepare?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
Mr. De La Garza, the information is a document by which we bring you to court and we tell you what is the nature of the offense and the charges against you. Anytime that changes, first, it needs to be in writing. Second, you get 10 days to be able to prepare a defense. Your attorney has said that she's willing to waive those 10 days to prepare. Do you join your attorney in waiving those 10 days to prepare?
Yes, ma'am.
I will sign the and grant the state's motion to alter and amend to include count number 2. With the defense waiving 10 days to prepare. I have signed that motion, Mr. De La Garza, on defense. This is the amended information to including the count number 2. State, any other motions for the court's consideration at this time?
Well, no, Your Honor, none that I know of.
State,
No, Your Honor.
did you wish to go ahead and waive and abandon count number one and proceed solely on count number two?
One moment, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, that's correct, yes.
What say ye, defense?
Defense has no objections to that, Your Honor.
State's oral motion to alter, to waive and abandon count one and proceed solely on count number two without objection is granted. State, any other motions?
No, Your Honor.
Say, did you wish to go ahead and submit state's exhibit one for the purposes of this hearing only?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Defense, what say ye to state's motion to have a state's exhibit one admitted?
No objections, Your Honor.
Without objection, state's exhibit one is admitted for the sole purposes of this hearing. Defense, this is state's exhibit one is indicated here that the defendant is going to plead guilty on the document entitled waiver of objection to amendment of the information and the right stipulation of facts and judicial confession. This being exhibit number one is a group of packages it's a package of documents, I'm sorry. And this particular document has 2 pages. The next page here is motor vehicles in the household. It hereby states the defendant swears that the following motor vehicles are possessed or owned by him or a member of his family or household where he lives. And it indicates that there are 3 vehicles and is signed by the defendant, Mr. De La Garza, I'm sorry. Next document is the plea bargain. Next document is waiver of appeal and post-conviction remedies. Again, indicating that a plea of guilty is going to be entered. And then here's another oath. Mr. De La Garza, it states that you are the person who have appeared before me today and has been sworn in. And under oath, you're going to tell me that all the facts stated in the above stipulations and plea agreement are true and correct, specifically these documents of which I have shown you and are so labeled as such. And I read out the labels as I went through them. You have signed them. I am going to sign it. Also, here is an order indicating again that you're going to plead guilty, and I am signing that document. State, are there any other motions for the court's consideration at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have any motions for the court's consideration?
I'm sorry, not at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. De La Garza. On display is a document entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Course Admonitions. This is a two-page document. This is the first page, and then this is the second page. Is this your signature on the second page where I am circling the cursor, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go over this two-page document with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
After reviewing it with your attorney, did you freely and voluntarily sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
So with your signature and testimony, you're telling me that you understand everything in this two-page document as it was reviewed and explained to you by your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the representation of your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she has done very well by you in that not only has she removed this as a DWI, it's no longer a DWI, but it's an obstruction. And now it is a regular Class B misdemeanor. Explain to you the range of punishment in this case, correct? Now? She explained to you the range of punishment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I need a verbal, okay, need audio response. Can't type in head nods, okay?
Correct.
All right, thank you. Now, do you understand your constitutional rights, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And with that understanding, do you freely and voluntarily give up your constitutional rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a US citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
I will approve your jury waiver. I will sign it. You will no longer be able to have a trial in this case, as I have made a record of that. And counsel, do you believe that your client is competent to enter into a plea today?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
With the amended information, were you able to apprise this defendant of the nature of the offense and the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor, I was able to do so.
And do you and this defendant waive the formal reading of the information at this time?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
State, what is your punishment recommendation in this case?
The punishment recommendation includes 1 year of deferred adjudication, a $500 fine with court
A
costs,
what fine?
$500,
Okay.
court costs, 48 hours of community service restitution, the DWI education, VIP, TAIP, and the ignition interlock, which I understand is for half the term.
Counsel, is that your understanding of the state's punishment recommendation in this case?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. De La Garza, is that your understanding of what your attorney has worked out with the state on your behalf in order to dispose of this matter today?
Yes, ma'am.
With that understanding, sir, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty and for no other reason than the fact that you are guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
I will accept your plea of guilt, finding that it is intelligently and freely made and that you are competent to do so. Counsel, what, if anything, do you have on behalf of your client?
In terms of mitigation, Your Honor?
Yes.
Your Honor, I can say, as I discussed with Ms. Hahn, Mr. De La Garza has been a good client. He's been communicative with us. He's responsive to everything. I understand that he is a teacher in school. I honestly wish Hector and I had more clients like Mr. De La Garza. He has been able to assist us in the preparation and defense of this case. He has made himself available every opportunity that we've asked him to appear. He has never tried to shift the blame for anything to anybody else. He has been very kind and very polite with us. I hope that he's come across that way with the court as well, because he's made every appearance. Every time that we've asked him to be here, he's never hesitated to rearrange his schedule if that's what needed to happen. Any information that we sought from him, we received it immediately. I just think he's going to be a very good candidate for deferred adjudication, and I hope the court will grant deferred adjudication. He deserves the opportunity.
Counsel, in some professions, there are other concerns, whether as far as licensing certificate and other handling of the matter. Is that the same here in this case?
I believe deferred is a good option for Mr. De La Garza. He completes it successfully, he'll be able to avoid a conviction, which will allow him to continue in his profession.
Thank you, Counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. And there is one other thing I want to clarify, if I may, for the
Please.
court. When it comes to the vehicles listed, two of those vehicles, he did ask me if he needed to list every vehicle that's in the household. There are other people in the household. So he did include vehicles that belong to his, I believe, to his brother and to his fiance. He will only be driving his vehicle. He will not allow anyone else to drive his vehicle. He also knows he will not be driving anyone else's vehicle because those other vehicles will not have ignition interlock. And I just wanted to let the court know that the other vehicles listed, of the vehicles listed, just one is his and will have the ignition interlock.
You did that perfectly. That's exactly what the document calls for, vehicles in the household. A lot of people think the opposite, that it's only vehicle that's driving. So you guys did that perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. De La Garza, do you have the ignition interlock on your vehicle at this time?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Which vehicle will we be? Could you describe for me by year, make, model, and color the vehicle that we'll be putting the ignition interlock on?
Yes, ma'am. It will be a Dodge Ram 2022 dark gray.
And whom do you live with, sir?
My brother and my girlfriend, fiance.
Okay. Girlfriend's name, please?
Karen Ruvalcaba.
Is the Karen spelled in the normal with a K?
Yes, ma'am.
Last name, spell that for me, please.
Yeah, it's R-U-V as in Victor, A-L-C, A-V as in boy, A.
And your brother?
His first name is Jesus. And then De La Garza, same as mine.
And both these people have vehicles?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may add, their information is also available on the data sheet.
Oh,
So
okay, thank
he
you.
listed them as references.
State, what was the BAC in this case?
I understand it was 0.13.
And no other incidences regarding this defendant? State?
Well, Your Honor, I'm not aware of any other incidents.
Counsel, is there any legal reason why this matter cannot be disposed of today?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. De La Garza, although there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold my finding of guilt and I'm going to place you on 1 year deferred adjudication community supervision for obstruction of highway. You will be supervised and monitored by the Community Supervision and Corrections Department, otherwise known as probation. With these conditions, $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours of community service restitution, DWI education, TAP evaluation, uimpact.com. You install the ignition interlock in your vehicle within 10 calendar days, and you will maintain it for half the term of probation.
Okay.
I will require 2 affidavits from you within 10 days. One from you that you will not drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock. And that's 10 calendar days. And the other is from Karen Ruva-Clava, your girlfriend whom you have identified that lives with you and owns the vehicle, and your brother Jesus De La Garza also lives with you and owns the vehicle, that they will not allow you to drive their vehicle under any circumstances unless I will order a vehicle for their vehicles to be equipped with an ignition interlock.
Yes.
They will describe their vehicle by year, make, model, license plate color, license plate number, and last 6 digits of vehicle identification number. Now they can put their affidavits in the same document. That's why I said 2 affidavits and the same document. And as long as each vehicle is identified separately and they sign separately, on that, it can be on the same document. I
Okay.
will set your supervision fee at $40. State, do you have any objections to Mr. De La Garza being referred to the Bear County Gives Back program?
No, Your Honor. No objection.
Also, I will refer you to the Bear County Gives Back program. Counsel, are you familiar with this program?
Your Honor, honestly, I'm not very familiar with it, but I have heard many good things about it. So my understanding, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it would allow Mr. De La Garza to work with community service on the weekends to fulfill his 48 hours of community service.
It's the first 40 hours only.
Okay.
He'll have to, he's be responsible for the for 8 hours more if he does participate in that program. So I
Okay.
allow it only for 40 hours.
Okay. So, but the option will be his if his schedule allows for him to participate in that. Is that correct, Your Honor?
Absolutely. So
Perfect.
he is responsible for 48 hours, how he chooses to go ahead and fulfill it, either participating in this Bear County Gives Back program or performing it or donating it is his choice. Okay. And
Thank you, Your Honor.
but make sure to check with your community service supervision officer, because I have certain guidelines as to with regard to donation, especially. Okay. And where he will perform it. I have guidelines for that too. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Alrighty. So State, did I cover everything for you?
Yes, Your Honor, looks like that's all correct.
Counsel, anything further on this matter?
Your Honor, just to clarify on the affidavit that will be provided by his fiance and brother, when it comes to their vehicles, you wish to have the year, the make, the model, the color, the last 6 digits of the VIN, and I think I'm missing something.
License plate number.
License plate. Thank you, Your Honor. I don't want to leave anything out.
Yep.
And that is it, Your Honor. You've covered everything and we appreciate everything.
Now, Mr. De La Garza. With regard to the trial court certification of defendant's right to appeal, this has been a plea bargain case, and I'm going to certify that you have no right of appeal. I am going to go ahead and sign it, make it part of the record. Now, you'll be able to come and pick a copy of this up when you come to provide us your fingerprints.
Okay.
Today is Monday. You can come at tomorrow and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. Which date will suit you?
What would be the latest I will be able to go? What time do y'all close?
Between 2:30 p.m. and before 4:30 p.m. After 2 p.m. and before 4:30 p.m.
And before
May I interject, Your Honor? He's off today from work. Is it, Jose, is it possible for you to go down today? And if so, Your Honor, is it possible for him to report today to
I
provide
think
his fingerprint?
Yes, I think we can
Okay.
handle that.
Okay, yeah, that'll work.
Between 2 p.m. and before 4:30 p.m. today.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that.
thank you.
Today will work. Now, if you do not come down today, sir, a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
Okay, ma'am.
You understand? And sir, you will be coming down to County Court at Law Number 2, located at 300 De La Rosa, San Antonio, Texas, 78205. We're on the first floor of the Cadena Reeves Justice Center. When you come in, just report to the bailiff, Officer De La Cruz, and he will direct you further from there, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Now, Mr. De La Garza, I believe everything that your attorney has said about you, she advocated very well for you. The way that you can appreciate, really the only way to appreciate your attorney and the effort that she has made on your behalf is for you to be successful on probation. I want you to be successful on probation. And my part that I play in that is that if there's any issues that may interfere with you completing your probation successfully, please communicate with your community supervision officer, your attorneys. I've known them a long time, and please, they're beyond fantastic people to begin with, but great advocates and concerned. So make sure that you communicate with them as well, because your success is so dependent on so many other people's success as a teacher.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
And hopefully you'll be able to share this experience, and for those that you are so I have a lot of respect for teachers, sir.
Appreciate it.
Because without you, none of us will really exist or be able to aspire to and achieve what we do achieve. So you guys lay a great foundation. And for that, sir, if you don't mind, however you choose to go ahead and take care of the 40 hours of community supervision, I am going to give you credit for at least 8 hours just because of the wonderful profession that you guys are in.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's greatly appreciated. He's very deserving of it.
Everything you've said about him is absolutely true.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. We're blessed. Hector and I have been blessed to have some really good clients, and we're able, it's a blessing to be able to guide them through this period of their lives. So.
And you do it marvelously.
Thank you,
My
Your Honor.
CLO is here. And so what I would like to do is place you and Mr. De La Garza in a breakout room with her so that she will be able to explain to you the Bexar County Gives Back program and then determine your eligibility for it, okay?
Okay.
And again,
Thank you, Your Honor. And from there, may we be excused?
absolutely. And your
Thank you, Your Honor.
participation in it is again optional.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're off record. Esther, would you please go ahead and move them. Attorney Thomas Healy. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us. I understand you're busy in Del Rio. You're muted, sir.
Did you call me, Your Honor?
Yes, I did. I understand that you're busy in Del Rio. How are you?
Good to see you, Your Honor. Good to see you. I have good
Good to
news.
see you.
The state has made me a better offer.
A better
already
offer.
tried to
That's what we
pre-try the-
like. Go ahead.
Oh, the state made me a better offer. My client is going to do some community service hours and take one class, and they're going to dismiss it. It's better than pre-trial diversion, Your Honor.
Yeah. Isn't that and you are the magic man by showing up. That's going to happen. Okay, let's go ahead and get on record. And court is going to call cause number 669124. State of Texas versus Nayeli Lay Villarreal. I'm sure that I did not pronounce those names very well. But please, parties, please approach and identify who's before the court, starting with the state.
Ling Han for the state.
Thomas Healy for the defendant.
And are you, is it Nayeli Villarreal?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that the defendant, Nayeli Villarreal, is in this court session with her attorney. I understand that this matter will be resolved by a conditional dismissal, the performance of certain requirements that will render it to be dismissal eligible by the state. So state, proceed. What are the conditions?
Judge, the conditions the state is requesting is for 60 hours of community service restitution and the anti-theft and shoplifting education course. The state is also unopposed to giving Ms. Villarreal up to 90 days to complete.
60 hours of community service restitution
Yes, Your Honor.
and ATSE, anti-theft shoplifting course.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, is that your understanding?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Alrighty. And how much time do you need, do you and your client need for this to be completed? Keeping in
Well,
mind that
let me just take 90 days, and I'm sure she will get on it this week.
um
And I will advise the state as soon as she does.
sir, it will need to be sooner than that. This is a very generous offer, and it needs to be given utmost attention, and it needs to be completed. So I can give up to, I will consider 30 days.
Thank you, Honor. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, so let's look at the calendar. I need for you to keep in mind that if this is not completed within the time frame by the date that she will need to plea. So are you looking for the 30th of September?
Perfect.
That will work for you?
Perfect.
Okay. All righty. And there are the options to be able to complete the community service hours are available. State, do you have any objections to referral to the Bear County Gives Back program for only 40 hours?
No objection from the state, Your Honor.
Are you familiar with the Bear County Gives Back program, Counsel?
No, but it sounds good.
She'll need to go ahead there. I do have other options for completion of the other 20 hours remaining. If she takes up the Bear County Gives Back program, uses that, because that will only credit 40 hours. So counsel, how this will work is I'm going to put you and your client in the breakout room with the CLO for the CLO to go ahead and go through, make sure that she is eligible for the Bear County Gives Back program. And then second from there, put you in with the court coordinator. Or I can put you in with the court coordinator first to get a reset for the 30th of September. If those conditions are not completed by the 30th of September, she will come to court on the 30th of September and plea. Okay?
Thank you. And after I complete the reset and the probation, maybe you see, Shona?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, sir. You and your
Thank you.
client can be excused from there.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're off record if you'll be kind enough to go ahead and move them to the end with the court coordinator first. Okay. State, it appears that that takes care of our docket this morning. I don't think there's anything else that involves you. But if there is, we'll go ahead and please remain flexible. We'll contact you. Otherwise, the court is in recess until 2:30. Have a great afternoon. See you tomorrow.